Hello and welcome back to the J&Z podcast. My name is Jason Van Ort,
And I'm Zeth Mekla.
and today we're going to be talking about just a few of our favorite games. How about that, Zeth? Do you have a favorite game of all time?
I don't have necessarily a favorite game of all time, but I do have multiple games that I visit very frequently.
Including?
I uh I visit very frequently Epic Mickey. I try and play that at least once a year. Same thing for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door and Mario Kart Wii. I visit very often as well.
We have quite a blast in Mario Kart Wii, I'll tell you. This guy right here, he sent me a modded Wii all the way from his little hometown, in the middle of nowhere. He sent that to little old me, and by golly, do we play a lot of Mario Kart modded tracks? I never thought there'd be such a active user base for it. But no, they're updating that crap all the time, throwing new tracks in there, and there's some crazy stuff you can run on that Wii. So, what a
Yeah,
beautiful game.
it's pretty amazing. If anybody wants to continue a basically forever Mario Kart, it's Mario Kart Wii CTGP Online. It's all you have to do is just download this really sketchy thing online. It's completely safe, but it's kind of sketchy. But you just shove an SD card into your Wii and you have a full copy of Mario Kart Wii. You can have over 200 to 500 tracks. It's like a crazy amount, and you can play online with your friends.
Legal disclaimer: we are not liable for any and all malware that you get while trying to do this. Anyways, we got it going, and it really Mario Kart Wii is just one of those games where it's not the best Mario Kart. Nobody thinks it's the best Mario Kart, but it's so
I think it's
fun.
the best Mario Kart.
No way, Zeth. There's no way Mario Kart Wii is the best one. Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so much better every
I
way.
love Mario Kart Wii.
I'm not saying I don't love it, but there's no way it's the best when there's clearly better options. But
I
it's the
love
one I
it. I
feel
think
the
it's
most
the
nostalgia
best.
for, I grew up playing Mario Kart
Jace,
Wii.
come on.
I was never
Gotta do
any
my
good at it
opinion
whatsoever.
dirty.
And I still am not, but
Yeah, you beat me, so it's obviously you approved.
true. Yeah. Would you say? I think we've talked about this before. You didn't have a favorite console, but I think that the Wii could be up there, just for how many amazing games were on it.
Yeah, it's up there, but like I said before, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite console because I'll have like a favorite game on one, but then there'll be something else on this other one. So it's just really hard to pick and choose. Like I'm not one of those people that's like, Desert Island Gaming. What would your one go-to thing be? It's like, oh man, I'd probably have like 15 of them.
You wouldn't bring along Quiplash 2 to play by yourself on your desert island?
No.
Oh man. Well, you know what game I just absolutely love and I've sunk many an hour into? It's called
What?
Stardew Valley. And it's a great little game about a great little farm that you build by yourself. And it's so relaxing and peaceful. Highly recommend it, just an excellent game all around. Very, very calming.
Stardew Valley is a great game. You're the one who got me into it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's definitely really great. You can really see where it took a lot of similarities from like Animal Crossing, maybe even Farming Simulator. It's just a really relaxing game overall.
And it was all made by one guy, and I have a lot of respect for that man. He somehow made by himself from scratch an amazing game. I don't know his full story, but it's a very interesting one if I do remember that at least. So,
Yeah,
awesome
it's
game. You should
definitely
check it
really
out if you somehow
impressive.
haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
What's one game that we've played probably more than any other game together? Like with the two of us?
I don't know. I know you sunk a lot of hours in the Ark, but then again,
No, no,
I
no. I'm not
haven't.
saying that. I'm saying like playing online or playing with each other, not necessarily on our own. Because I have a pretty good idea of what game we've played the most of together.
Okay, I have no idea. What would that be?
I'd assume Minecraft would be.
Minecraft? Okay. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
We used to go over to his
The
house.
Wii U Minecraft. That's right.
It was the most perfect edition of Minecraft I've ever seen. One person, mostly Zeth, would play on the gamepad. The other person play on the TV. It was such a beautiful setup. We spent, you know, many a nights just playing this Minecraft Battle Royale. I don't remember what it was called. It was like a Minecraft Hunger Games, and we just would play that over and over. It was so much fun.
That's right. And then we had that insane pixel art world.
I don't know why we picked that of all things, being little kids, but we would just go online, find all these templates, and we'd make some actually very impressive stuff. Post
Yeah,
that on
you actually
Miiverse.
made a really, really great Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
It was massive. I'd have to find a picture of the exact one you did.
I'm sure it's on Miiverse, but, RIP
Yeah, we'd have to
Miiverse.
find. I know there's ways you can go around that. One game that is getting very hard to find a copy of because it's only available in the physical format is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. If anyone is a fan of RPGs, they have got to play this. It's a bit pricey now. I snagged it for like $15 back in the early 2000s,
I stole it for
but
free online, but, each their own.
if you're going to play it on original hardware, whether it be a Wii or GameCube, it'll probably run you about 150 to $200 depending on if it's just the disc or if it's, complete in box. But it's definitely one of the best RPGs of all time. It's crazy, it's insane, and it's hilarious.
I still have to give that one a beat, but it's one of my upcoming games list.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's pretty insane. There's like a level where you get your identity stolen and Mario's like all purple and you have to fight against your friends because they think you're the villain. There's an episode where you go into the sky and you go into a mosh pit basically, and it's all like a big arena fighting area. That one's really fun. You solve a mystery. There's one where you go into a castle and you have to fight a dragon. There's ones where you go to the moon. It's just absolutely insane.
Would you say it's the best Paper Mario game?
Yes.
I see. Second only
Yes.
to the critically acclaimed Paper Mario Color Splash for the Nintendo Wii U.
That one wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It just had so much holding it back. If it would have maybe not taken as much liberties with the gamepad, I think it would have been great
Sure.
because it's also trying to be a sequel to Sticker Star, and nobody liked Sticker Star. I don't care who you are, nobody liked that game. It was stuck in so many wrong ways, but it was good. It was good. The graphics were great, the music was great. It was a good game overall.
Speaking of the Wii U, did you have any? What was your favorite, Nintendo game that was on there?
Ooh.
I have my pick, and I think we talked about this in our Wii U anniversary episode.
It would probably be a hard choice between Splatoon and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Yeah, no diff for me at Splatoon, but I did love me some Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Puzzle. That was a perfect game for the gamepad, and such a great way to utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
What makes
So come
what
on.
makes those what you like? Like I played Captain Toad and it was pretty good. It was it's the little side levels from 3D World. What made it so prevalent to you? I mean, there's Pikmin 3. Shoot, actually Pikmin 3 is probably my favorite, but there's all
Pikmin
these
3
other
is great.
games, but what makes Captain Toad of all things?
Well, first of all, it was a budget title, so it was like $40 or $20. I can't remember, but it was just a small game. And for that price, you actually get a lot of game with that. I think there's like over 100 levels, and each one is really fun, and they all throw a new mechanic in it. it's one of those games that you just have to play for yourself in order to understand.
Sure. Yeah, I have not played that game in so long, but if I still had a Wii U, I would 100% give that a replay.
Hmm.
Um. Oh no, go
So
ahead.
come on, what's some of your favorite games?
Some of my favorite games. I like a lot of the story games from Sony. Kind of what they have a big monopoly on. You know, they have the Uncharted 4. They have Horizon Zero Dawn. Beautiful games. Absolutely love the story behind them. That's kind of like my favorite genre. But a few have stood out over my time have been the Nintendo games. You know, I love the Pikmin franchise. Probably one of my favorites they've ever made. And I just have so much fun even back on the Wii, just playing with all my cousins. We'd all be on Mario Brothers Wii. It's whatever I've been able to play the most of, the most memories made, and that's Nintendo consoles for me. That's why, even though I don't even own a Nintendo console, I had a Switch for a solid 2 months, but I think Nintendo is still the company that we kind of hold closest. We have the most stuff to relate to. We know the most about because it just has so many beautiful games that they make, and they're really,
Yeah.
really unique. Whereas
They put
PlayStation,
gameplay over
Xbox,
everything else.
yeah, they're doing their own thing, and they have a lot to offer in that regard. Yeah, as far as what games, if I just had to pick up and play a game right now, it would unfortunately be Ark Survival Evolved. I have put more hours into that game than I can even like to think about. And I don't recommend it for anybody who wants to try it. Just don't do it. Don't put yourself through that.
Ark is an interesting game. You definitely need somebody to course you through that, I feel like.
Yes.
Because if you just gave the remote to somebody and said, "Here, play this game," it's almost impossible.
I
So that's
almost
why I'm
gave up on
glad
it
when
so
you
many
got
times.
us into it, we had you to kind of course us through. Okay, this button does this. You have to craft with this. Don't eat the blueberry. Don't eat the white berries. You know.
There was so much stinking trial and error when we first started. And it was just a mess of a game. And you know what? It still is. But you know what? It's my mess of a game. I love that game so much, but never play it.
Well, they
It's a
they have it with
sinkhole.
the Series S and X. You know, they have that really great edition that
On
finally
the Series
runs.
S and X, if you play it on there, they're kind of like in a Game Pass thing. So they look incredible on there. Finally, it's playable. I played it on the PS4 at like 15 frames per second on my little 720p TV with my head turned 90 degrees. I played for so many hours that way. I'm shocked I don't have a spine condition, but
I refused to play it. That was awful. Anytime you guys would play that, I'm like, this looks unplayable.
oh yeah, and you wouldn't be able to go a certain amount of distance away from your friends or my father as we played split screen. It was a awful game, but you know what? I've probably sunk more hours into that game than all my other games on my PlayStation combined. So if that's anything to say about it, there's a lot to like, but
Yeah.
it's the most grindy game, toxic community I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah,
I
I
will
have
say
seen some things, I'll tell you.
if there's one game on PlayStation that I've probably played the most, it's probably a mix between Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Overwatch. I'm not quite sure, but I know I have an unhealthy amount of hours in both of those.
Star Wars Battlefront 2, in my opinion, wasn't even as good as the first Star Wars Battlefront, but I still somehow sunk a ton of hours into that.
Really? You didn't like it as much as the first one?
No, I didn't think it was fair.
I loved it a whole lot more.
Listen, I understand why people didn't like the random aspect of like the heroes and vehicles because you would just find them in Star Wars Battlefront. And of course, like the cycler rifle was just like the best thing ever. It could one shot anybody from any point at the field, even through shields, and it had the fastest like reload I've ever seen in my entire life. But that's what made it fun. Now, I think in Star Wars Battlefront 2, I know it's been a long time out, but I didn't like that it was so point based because the best players would just go get 20 kills, die, and then they'd immediately be like their level 500 hero, and then they'd be unstoppable. And
Yeah,
when you're
that's
just
the
starting
bad
to
thing about
play
that
it,
game.
you have like your level 3 Chewbacca, and that's like your strongest card. It's just so frustrating. You feel like you're doing absolutely nothing. You're just detracting. And so I still spent a ton of time playing it, but I never even touched the heroes or the starfighters. I only ever played as troopers.
I always loved doing everything with that game, especially when they came out with the Ewok Hunt.
Okay,
That
I've
is
probably played
super,
more
super
Ewok Hunt
fun.
than anything else in that game. It's the most fun part of the game. And it was nice that it came with a campaign. That's I did appreciate that. It was a perfectly fine campaign. Just fine.
Yeah.
Better than nothing, I suppose. Of course, we can't get by talking about our games list without talking about the big F word, Fortnite.
Fortnite. Oh man. That is true. That is true.
Listen,
Oh
back in the
man.
day, landing at Tilted Towers with your squad of guys, nothing like it. It's still a ridiculous amount of fun. Not
It's
today. They actually just brought back Tilted, so I've been playing it a little bit.
oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. But that
Um
OG Fortnite, when you got your one win a month, was just
yeah.
something to remember. That was a great time, no
You
matter
know
how much
it's
people clown on it.
what's funny about that is I was one of the first people to play that game.
Oh, I remember. You're like,
True
Jace,
true story. True
Jace,
story.
come here. Hey, look at this funny dance. And like that's literally what you said to me on the phone. You're like, you have to get this game. You could dance, and then you just did the default dance as soon as I got into it. You just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like,
Yeah, and you know what's funny is so I had a friend over the night it came out, and I remember because I saw a trailer for it at school that day, and it said available tonight or something like that. And so I called up my friend that was coming over, and I was like, "Dude, we have to like download this and try it. It looks super fun." And we downloaded it, and we played like 2 or 3 rounds, and we didn't understand what we were doing. We were like, "This is stupid. We didn't get it. We kept dying in the storm and stuff. We thought it was dumb." And then my friend calls me up like a week later and he's like, "Zeth, I re-downloaded it and I understand what you got to do." So then that's when I got everybody hooked on the game. And like for 2 or 3 years, that's all we played.
it wasn't that long, but I just remember our
Well, at least for
slow
me, at
learning
least for me.
curve. We would barely build, and you'd see people building skyscrapers in front of your eyes. I remember your dad. We would all have to land at the outside of the map, and it literally turned into just some walking simulator because you would just land at the outside because there'd be nobody to kill you, and you'd get your loot, and you'd have all this great loot, and then you'd have to proceed to walk forever until you got to the middle of the thing. You were constantly just in the storm. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it took forever. Guess because we refused to fight anybody because we knew we would lose. We would just camp around until there was like 10 people left. Oh,
Yeah.
such great times. Yeah, there's a lot to play, a lot to talk about, and we'll keep you guys updated. I had fun. This is just a fun little chat about some of our favorite games and what's going on. Yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your night.